What up? Welcome back to another episode of the best worst show on the internet. I'll be your host. My name's Manuel Chavez III, or the Turd, depending on how you know me. And this is, yes, another episode of the Griftcast IRL. Hopefully you're ready. It's a little later than usual, but then again, being the best worst show, we don't actually have a time schedule or a time frame. We just do it whenever we want, and we don't really care if anybody has any opinions on how to do it better. But if you do have opinions on how we can make this worse, we'll definitely accept all of those opinions. Just go ahead and email them to us. You know what to do. hr@griftcast.com. Wonderful time. Speaking of that, I haven't even checked that fucking email. I ain't checked that email in a while. Gee. Woo-hoo! Yeah, it does say that there is a lot of things over here. Not very many things. Just a few things, maybe. Just maybe scroll. So let's just scroll through there real quick, see if there's anything of import there. No, of course not. Of course not. No, nobody sends us emails because that would be stupid. Who sends it? Anybody emails nowadays? What? They're just gonna DM me on Twitter, or just come into your chat, or message you on Facebook or some shit. I don't know. What I do know is that for most journalists nowadays, they believe messaging you on Facebook to a place where you can't even see it is standard for asking you for a comment because they really didn't want to talk to you anyway. So, I mean, I don't know, dude. I don't know. The world seems to be normal as fuck. I said, yeah, it seems to be normal AF, but I don't really know, bro. Things are starting to get a mite bit strange, whether it's on streaming platforms, YouTube, or any of the other places that people are utilizing to imbibe content in this day and age. It seems like there might be some trouble. It's like people are attacking alternative technologies like Rumble, for example, and locals, because it's apparently a threat. Yeah, apparently a threat. There's people that are talking shit about Elon Musk and Twitter still, even though he paid a bunch of motherfuckers. They're still saying that the ad revenue's way down. And for old Zuckerbuck, well, Threads, it's still around, but they're saying it's dead, and I would have to definitely agree with it because it seems to be a botted up nightmare already, which is crazy to think that they couldn't stop the bots on Instagram, but then all of a sudden they're not going to stop the bots on Threads. It's almost poetic justice. Yes, it's almost a poetic justice piece of thing. Other than that, though, I've been chilling, played some interesting stuff over the weekend, hung out, playing some Rust, played with another YouTuber or whatever, and that seemed pretty awesome, actually. I feel like I'm getting better at the game playing on 500 people servers, and I'm not dying every second. Yeah, it's actually not bad. So we're definitely going to finally probably get the courage up to live stream and play, but I know that's going to be bad because we're just going to get Ioka in the face and shit by grubs and shit. So yeah, it's just going to be exciting. It's probably going to be exciting. I don't know. What I do know is that there needs to be some form of change, right? YouTube is saying that there needs to be a more cohesive content distribution unit coming out here because, remember, this is our gaming channel, right? But we don't even do any gaming on this channel. That's partially because it seems that more people watch me just sitting here in front of the computer talking than me actually playing the video games, which I don't really understand, but, I'm not here complaining. I'm just kind of wondering what the future is going to hold for us. So, we got some pretty good shit going off into the date. This is where I got a cross-country trip that I got to make here pretty soon, which is going to be interesting, right? Got to go all the way to the East Coast. We're going to the East Coast, man. And hopefully it be a fruitful situation for us. We're even going to try to visit some folks along the way or whatever. It'll give us a nice long time of driving and being off the computer, though. Probably just what the doctor ordered. A good old little lunchy. She's doing good. She is currently being lazy over on my bed, being sleepy puppy. She had some very good chicken earlier today. Yes. She had some very good chicken today because, everybody's always like, can you cook our food or whatever? And, like food used to be a thing that I loved until I started working in food, and then I started to hate it, right? Because then everybody was like a dickhole all the time, being all like, oh yeah, could you cook us up something like really good or whatever? I'm like, man, the dog, I just cooked for like 30 hours. Last week. You want me to cook some more? Suck a dick! Suck a dick! Suck a dick! But I figured I better get into it because everything is just getting so expensive. Gas is going up. Maybe it's cheap where you live, man. Shit's like $4 again over here. It's like $4 a gallon. And I'm like, God damn, son of a bitch. Are you kidding me? We're back up to the big amount of money for paying for everything. That sucks, man. I don't want to be dealing with that shit. That sucks big time. This sucks big. I can't afford that shit. I can barely afford my shit now. And now everything's like expensive. And then I go shop at this grocery outlet place, and y'all are probably wondering, like, where's he getting all this money to buy all this, steak and shit? And that's the thing is that, no, I don't have any money. I just rob it. I'm just kidding. I don't rob it. I go to grocery outlet. But yeah, I bought like 3 things over there the other day. And shit you not, this bitch told me that she was like, you saved $42. I was like, excuse me? She's like, you saved $42. And I was like, but all I got was this steak, this 2 pieces of salmon, and some fucking rice. How much was the fucking, how could I have possibly saved that much money? And then I look at it and swear to God, it was like that salmon that I bought apparently was a $25 piece of salmon that was discounted majorly. I was like, what the fuck, man? What the fuck, bro? I bought one little ribeye or whatever. That shit was like $9. I mean, that seems to be standard for a ribeye, but according to them, they would have originally been asking for like twice that, which is insane. So yeah, I'm really worried about the future because everything's just getting more expensive, and it's only going to get more expensive. Like, it's not going to go down, right? As long as this war situation in Ukraine keeps happening, we're just going to be seeing a whole lot of prices skyrocketing. And I mean, how are we supposed to stay successful? That means that I gotta like really start focusing down on the content and figure out what I'm gonna do. I gotta like get off my ass and make it happen. But first I gotta go across the country and take care of one of the fighter issues that we've had in a long last bit of time, and then I'm sure we'll be all right, right? So anyways, you should shout out some folks, the only folks that are in the chat. What's going on? No one here yet. How's it going, Virginia Olsen? What's up, Kennard Salih? How you doing, Christina? Hey, what's going on, the Bumpy Joking? Nice to see you folks out there in the chat. Appreciate you actually gracing us with your fantastic presence over here in this fantastic thing that we do called the Griftcast. Yep, that's right. And we do take subscriptions and all that other stuff. You can even go to our fancy smancy website, which is griftcast.com, and it'll bring you right to your link tree, so you can go follow us on all of our amazing different things. You can even like buy stuff if you truly feel like that's what your deal is. So, I mean, honestly, I feel like y'all should be able to check this thing out. Yeah, check this thing out. What's up, PyOSG117? How's it going? Bumpy Joking, you actually wrote a kind of long message. Did you see and already cover how Zero Dark Tardy has found his way into an ex-Scientologist YouTube space and then made himself very unwelcome by threatening and insulting people? No, I didn't, because number 1, I don't hang out in ex-Scientologist YouTube spaces. Number 2, Zero Dark Toady blocked me and is a psychopath because he thought that like I stole the Eliza Blue investigation from him and Mersh. Even though I knew her. So yeah, I don't know. Zero Dark Toony though, that's like a blast from a couple of days in the past. What's going on, Bubs Lubs? Yeah, gas is expensive in middle America, so yeah, it's almost $4 everywhere. That's right, it is almost $4. And I'm about to be taking a trip across the country, so I gotta figure out, if I'm gonna fly or drive. I could fly, I just don't like flying. So that's how you die in a giant metal tube or whatever. Or, I might get sat next to some fat ass and then they might actually, I don't know, try to cancel me or something like that. But, oh yeah, I was supposed to be showing you this website, right? So yeah, there we go. There's a griftcast.com. You can go there, donate directly to us through Streamlabs, which is the best way. We got the PayPal, the Venmo, the Griftcast, the Cash Apps, all that other crap there up there. So you can come on and send us money if you love, appreciate it, support us. Or you could just tell us that we're a piece of shit, not send us anything, and that's totally fine too. It's up to you. We're not going to see it as a slight or whatever, because we've been doing this long enough to understand that when you're the best worst at something, you just kind of stick with it, and then eventually you'll beg. But don't beg until you need to beg. Don't beg until begging is there. But yeah, we did actually cook some pretty decent chicken today. Some pretty decent chicken today, I think. I think we did all right. I think we did good. Yeah. We smoked some chicken today. Been trying to like prep out meals for the week. Been doing a lot of cooking on my new grill. I thought I did pretty good today, though. Saucing them up with the new version of the secret sauce for chicken. Using my Loot and Booty rub, you know. Getting really nice color on them and stuff like that, which is all you really are looking for. You can see that, you know, like the color comes out nicely.
Smoked chicken.
That's probably, this is what, you know, the first thing that I started right before I did the flip. So you can see that obviously the best place or the best way of doing it is flipping it and making it look nice.
Who needs tongs?
Tongs are for bitches.
When you have a man hands.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't do that if it was like an open fire and the fire was like coming up and licking my fingers. But here,
so far so good.
It's only like, the grill's only at 225 or whatever. That's hot, but it's like not that hot.
I usually like to do them
not that hot.
Side down first. And then that'll give us the nice little lines on them, and then we'll just keep flipping them over. But as you can see, it's a real easy cook because it just kind of comes together nice.
Yeah. Although it's really easy to cook these things. I mean, honestly, I just put the grill at 225, throw them on there until they hit about 155, and then I crank the grill up to 175, and then I'll just baste them with my juice. And then the juice is what really locks in, I think, the flavor. And with the juices, it's like a mixture of pineapple juice and then actual chicken stock. But you can also utilize like the Maggi bouillon. You just, you know, get a cup of water, put like a teaspoon of that stuff in there, put it into a pan, heat it up, add the pineapple juice to the mixture. But you want to make sure that you add the seasoned stuff into the water on its own before you mix it in the pineapple juice for two reasons. But the main reason is that the pineapple juice is already saturated with pineapple, so it's not going to have any very much space to suspend and unlock the flavor that comes from, you know, your little bouillon. So, you know, you add it to the water first, and then you mix them together and then bring it down. And you'll have a very, very interesting flavor explosion that comes out of it. And then it also coats because, you know, one of the main things is that you don't want to put barbecue sauce on and other things that are volatile for long time periods of time. You know, like we're cooking at 225, but that's like hot enough to get sugars to basically combust if they're in there for long enough. So you don't want to put the sugars and stuff like that in until the end, right? Because you want them to aid in the colorization and caramelization of what you're cooking. You don't want them to burn and then make whatever you're taste or whatever you're making taste bad, right? Taste bad. But yeah, you can see that sheen, baby. You can see that sheen. And then the whole idea is to kind of get it to look like that, right? You want to make sure you have there, and you can do this kind of chicken anywhere, right? You don't need a pellet grill to cook chicken like this. You won't exactly get the colorization and caramelization that I'm getting, but, you know, cooking chicken thighs on a grill is pretty easy. Most guys are going to be doing it at a much higher temperature if they're utilizing a circle grill or like a propane grill, anywhere from 300 to 150 degrees or higher, which is definitely going to change the characteristic of the chicken in a lot of different ways, right? Because you're going to be burning a lot of stuff, right? You're going to get char marks, that sort of thing. And that's the kind of stuff that you won't get on a pellet grill, but you get so much else with it. Yeah, and it does look pretty bomb, right? So I'm just taking stuff that Cherie buys and she never cooks, right? Like she's had chicken in her freezer for like a long time, and so I'm just like pulling it out and cooking it, and then making rice and other things sides to go with it because she doesn't eat very much. And then one thing is that if I'm making stuff for me, you'll notice that I'm not using barbecue sauces and other things like that because Cherie doesn't eat a lot of that stuff. Or, you know, she doesn't eat tomatoes, so nothing with tomatoes in it. So, like, every good pasta and basically any kind of barbecue sauce is almost a no-go, right? Definitely can't use anything with any type of corn syrup or anything like that. So mostly I'm using like brown sugar, honey. Well, we have honey like on tap because we have bees, so that's not a problem. But overall, I do see that there may be a future in just having like a nice little barbecue hut with like bees and stuff, and then it just kind of like, you know, constantly making good shit. Yeah. So I'm just kind of like, you know, showing you. And maybe it's not a food rant, but it's just me discussing the foods that we be making, right? Because we're making some pretty decent food, right? We be making food all the time. I even did salmon. Some salmon. Actually, there was somebody posted a picture of that earlier today, I thought. Maybe it was in food. Oh. Yeah, it was Cherie. She still hadn't brought me back my tray, though. God damn it. Yeah, see, I was like the salmon that we did the other day. You can see there's a couple little bits of albumin that came out from the smoke. We smoked it at like 175 for like 4 hours. Came out pretty good. I left the skins on it, too. It was flaky enough that you could just pull it right off of the skin and just eat it. But I like keeping the skin on the salmon when I do it, because I generally, when I'm heating up, the way that I heat it up is that I will put the salmon inside of a pan, skin side down, and I will crisp the skin on the salmon, and then all of the water and steam and stuff that's coming off of that while I'm crisping will actually help you heat up the rest of the salmon. But it kind of gets you the same effect if you just put it on a porcelain plate and put it in the microwave and then microwave it for like a minute. It'll basically do kind of the same thing. Because you're really just trying to activate the steam inside of it. You're really trying to get the steam out. That's a pretty close-up picture for one of the things that we made. Yeah. It's like a close-up picture of one of the things that we made. Yeah, so it's like one of the main things, though, is that I don't really like how things turn out. I don't like how fish is turning out because it's hard to get. Because, you know, fish, you got to cold smoke it, man. You got to cold smoke it. So it's like trying to get that in there. Next time I'm going to go straight up, not cold. I'm going to go at the lowest level. So like 150, and I'm going to do salmon at 150 and see how long that takes. Because that's going to be basically the next thing that we're going to have to figure out. Either that or do it so that there's like the salmon is inside, but then have it like with ice. And then, like, smoke it that way. That's another way that we've done it before. It's just that, you know, trying to figure out exactly what's coming up here. I can show you what that salmon actually looked like right there. Check this out. So it was pretty red. So it was obviously wild, fresh caught, never frozen. Because, you know, who wants that?
Let's do a nice little smoke of some more salmon. This time we're going to go with a little bit lower, about 175. Now we're going to go slow and lower. We're definitely trying to make it so that we're not pulling out the albumins this time. We'll see what 175 does for us. We did 200 last time, but cooked too quickly for it to really get the color and flavor I was looking for. So let's give it a shot.
as you can see, I do like keep a good look on it. After a while too, I definitely glazed those guys. It was like a teriyaki, but it's a teriyaki that doesn't have MSG or soy sauce, but it's like Japanese. But that freaking silicone basting brush that I've been getting has been getting a lot of work. I tell you what. It's always hard though to like actually record that stuff and then be doing it up. There you go. That's like a better picture because all the damn smoke kind of blows out the camera. But as you can see, after you brush them, they're already very, very, pretty much done through. We just really wanted to get to a point where it's completely glazed because the glaze is going to lock in all the flavor, and then it's going to keep it moist because generally, I'll eat my piece immediately, but when I'm giving to Cherie, or, if I'm going to be making or meal prepping for a couple of days, like the last time I did an entire, half of a fish, and then it didn't come out the way that I really wanted it, though. Didn't come out the way that I wanted it, but it still looked good. And then, yeah, that's what it looked like when I gave it to her, just some simple rice, salmon, simple brown rice pilaf. Not bad. Good stuff. That's all we really want. So I start with that, and then I'm going to kind of like try to come up with a couple of different dishes that can be readily available, readily done on the pellet grills. But at least, we're actually eating healthy again, right? Instead of eating fast food every day. I don't know why, but sometimes you just kind of get like fed up. I don't know. I need like a better hobby. So cooking's going to be the hobby that I get back into. But now that I'm not cooking for 400 people every night and getting yelled at by a fucking idiot. And then I say a fucking idiot is because I was generally smarter than everyone that I was working with by orders of magnitude, sometimes higher. So, I generally had to act like as if I was a much stupider individual, where most of my charm in the world is actually drawn from. I wasn't always like sandpaper. I just became like sandpaper because I was trying to rough up all these little bitches that were around me and make them into something presentable. That's what we're still doing today. At least I hope. I don't know. Half the time I'm just playing video games and just being all like, I'll just try to be cool, dog. I mean, I don't know what your guys' LARP is, but, right now I'm just fucking chilling. I'm just chilling. Just chilling. So, yeah, I figured I would like throw up a bunch of stuff about food for you guys so you could at least see that, we are doing stuff. We want to move into doing more food stuff. Honestly, I got a book. It's like I got a couple of books that I've been going over pretty regularly. One of them's French. Well, they're both technically written by a French dude. One of them is called At the French Table, and it discusses basically food from the very beginning, right? So there's like recipes in there from way back when people first started eating, which is there. I got this thing off of Amazon. It only cost me $20. I would show you this, but it actually has my address on it, so never mind. But it's called At the French Table by Raymond Oliver. And it gives you a pretty good historical background on food and how people have been eating food for over the years, all the way back from prehistoric times. So like when the cavemen were eating. It even has recipes in here from the Egyptians, the Sumerians, stuff that they were eating back in the day, how you could remake whatever they were eating and whatnot. And it's just kind of like an interesting book. I've been going through it and writing things down because I want to make some of this stuff and see, what the difference is. Because some of the stuff that they have in here is like stuff that you would have probably have already eaten, right? But you've eaten a different kind of it. But I want to go back to a more traditional look at a lot of these foods because I want to show people that making good food has never really truly been about like all of that chef work. It's been mostly about taking some of these flavors that have existed throughout time and putting them out there, you know? That's basically it. And it's funny too, because we really didn't, as a society, right? Like food didn't really start becoming a thing that everybody started messing with until sometime in like the 1700s, right? 1800s. You weren't really getting the greatest food out there, you know, like even today you have access to all of these different types of cuisines and flavors. There's food service companies, but back then, dude, if you wanted to get some of this good shit, it was something else. Like they have a menu right here for the dinner of 40 for Manuel de Saint-Méfrons in 1808 by Grimaud del Ranier. Wow. And literally, like, they had all kinds of different entrees. It says they had 4 soups, they had 2 reveries, 2 terrines, and 16 entrees. That was for this one dinner. One dinner, my friends. One dinner. And they had a julienne soup, a potage of conda, a garbouge au fromage, and a potage à la nectar. And then they had a rump of garnished or beef garnished with sauerkraut and truffled turkey braised. Those were the revelries. The terrines were one of chipolata and one of fricassee de manière, which is basically mussels and shellfish mixed together. And then the last one is 16 entrees. One was a rib of beef with champagne sauce, a saddle of mutton with mashed turnips, fowl and beans, partridge cutlets sauteed with truffles, and game and aspic jelly. That's in 1808. And that's not done yet. They also had a hot salmon pâté la Francière, salmon steaks la Lingaise, veal cutlet singara, larded leg of veal with chicory, quail's eggs, or quail's a la Oroy, turkey wings a la Villeroy, a samus of plovers, fillets of rabbits en turban, a volvolet of chicken blanquette, and a cod au gratin. Yep. And yeah, we'll have wagon trail food too out there, Daniel McCoy. This is right here. According to this is this dinner for 40 people at Grimaud de Ranier, which is basically, you know, France in the Versailles area. So this is like what the aristocrats and the creme de la creme would have been eating in France. And you know what? Everything that I read was just the entrees. There's still sweets, 6 roast dishes, and 16 entremets, which is like, we haven't even talked about any of the other stuff, like a baba and a chocolate souffle. We had 6 roast dishes of fowl, snipe, salmon, vineyard quails, red leg partridges, and fried smelts. And then 16 of these other things. Half of them are just like basically a cutting board. That's what it is, a cutting board. So there's just a lot of stuff. You know, like there's pyramid food, Egyptian foods, French foods. It's just kind of crazy, man. Here's a dinner for 24 dishes and 3 plates from the Maisonnière in Paris in 1540, right? They were eating peas pudding, salt eels, herring, leeks with almonds, large joint of meat, yellow broth, a salame, a sea fish, jugged or tresse. They also had roast freshwater fish, roast sea fish, a savory broth, and larded broths of eel renaves. Eels. Eels are fucking good. Bitch, you probably don't know. Yeah, you probably don't know about no eels and shit, so we got lots of like really interesting stuff in here that's put together on this, right? And then I always laugh because there's actually a thing in here. It says, to Madeline and Brian, with many thanks for your such appetizing poems. And then it says August 1971. And then it says Tony Chef. or Tony Shea, which is the last time I checked, probably somebody that was important, maybe. I'm pretty sure it says Tony Shin. Actually, I did a little research on it, and what they're talking about is Chef Tony, who was a pitchman for cooking and kitchen products on infomercials and shopping channels. So, yeah, his name was Anthony Joseph Notaro. I do believe that he's still alive today, actually. But, you know, just a little piece of information. He got that book for somebody, and then that ended up on Amazon, and I bought it. But if you've ever heard of the Nicer Dicer, the Cereal Fit Fusion, or the Salad Chef Smart, were products that he would probably had been going on about. Actually, the Miracle Blade 2 is the other one, actually, that I believe would be there. But I think his website is actually completely down. I don't even know if you can find anything. Chef Tony Miracle Blade was the last thing that I think. Ah, here we go. This is the guy.
Is a paid advertisement for
You've
the
heard
Miracle
this.
Blade World Class Knives.
You've seen this.
Proudly brought
You fucking
to you
see
by
this.
Ideal Living.
Chef Tony. This is the guy. So this guy bought that book, gave it to a couple of people who wrote poems about it, and then later on in life, they got rid of the book via Amazon, and I bought it. So just to put it out there. So, you know, it's just funny. Like, if you actually take the time and buy old shit, you can figure out who owned the old shit before you. And then there's usually, like, really interesting things. Like, this book right here is my other favorite one. This is probably this is what many chefs, when I went to Le Cordon Bleu, used to call the Bible, right? Because they used to teach this. So, like, when you go to Le Cordon Bleu in Paris, this is one of the books that's in your curriculum, right? In Le Cordon Bleu, when you went into it, America, they had their own set of books or whatever that were just basically newer versions of this that they could make you buy and shit. But this is basically
Brand new.
the book. Like, this is the book, and it just has pretty much recipes for basically anything. It even has like pictures of stuff, right? Like, it's got pictures, so when you're like looking at it, you can see that there's pictures inside the book, so you can kind of get an idea of what things they're supposed to be looking for. And I know a lot of people don't read books or buy books anymore, but in this, it basically goes over everything. Like, you could just buy this one book right here, and you can learn how to butcher. You can learn how to cook basically anything. And most of these recipes are coming from one of the most popular French chefs that was in it on TV. Like, Raymond Oliver was the guy that basically was at the French table. He did a show on food history, and then he basically wrote books and stuff. But as you can see, like, the book is so detailed to the point where you actually do have every little bit in here and this book was originally translated, right? Like, because it wasn't originally in English, but it's a little outdated, right? Like, it doesn't have some of the newer techniques and procedures or whatever, but a lot of people have heard of Jamie Oliver, right? And I think some people think that this dude is his son or whatever, but I don't think so. I think it's just like a coincidence or whatever. But yeah, this is going to be the thing. I was always thinking about doing this back in the day, but having to go through and make all of these stuff, you know, there's enough recipes in here to last for a lifetime. And having to rewrite something like that might be pretty good. So I want to kind of get into that as well. You know, I kind of want to, it's like, I think that, you know, we want to get back into that. And I think that now I'm seeing that what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to buy another chef coat, says Chef DeFango on it or whatever. And then I'm going to start making videos talking shit about the stuff that everybody else makes, or if it's good, I'll point it out. But I'm going to start critiquing every single little bit of everything. And then I'll start cooking stuff again. But we're really going to need, I need a camera person. It's so hard to do this by yourself, right? So hard to do it by yourself. So hard. So, wow. We've just been bullshitting for the last couple of minutes. How long have we been bullshitting now? We've been bullshitting for a while. We've just been talking about food. What do we got? We got 20 heads over on Rumble. What are you doing, Rumble people? How are you? Are any of you alive? I'm gonna pull the Rumble chat up over here because I haven't seen it even popping up. The only person I've seen on Rumble is White Dahlia 44. Hello, White Dahlia 44 on Rumble. How are you doing? Thank you for being the only person at Rumble, Debbie Chat. We appreciate. Yes, we appreciate ya. Yeah, we used to do live stream cooking on YouTube, which is what we want to do. The only problem with that is that I haven't been set up for it correctly. Never really been set up for it, but I've done a lot of cleaning, and we're going to give it a good old college try. Main issue, though, with smoking things is that shit just goes. But there's a lot of stuff in here that can actually be made. So there's going to be goals and stipulations that I'm going to set. I'm going to do the Iron Chef, right? But I need to come up with more recipes because, in my old age, oh man, it's I don't even have great recipes. I could whip anything up good together, right? But I need to come together, take all these old recipes, put them together, make my own spin on it, add the sous vide because everybody's doing that shit now, and then really just make it going good. What's up, iFOMO? Nice to see you out there on Rumble too. I see another Rumble enjoyer. Right, we got 20 people watching our Rumble. What do we got? We got 31 folks hanging out over on the YouTube. I don't even know if there's anybody over on Kick, but you know what? We're over there. We don't stream to Twitch anymore, and we don't stream to Twitter anymore because fuck Twitter. Actually, technically, we can't stream to Twitter anymore because, we don't pay for it, so you can't stream to it if you don't pay for it. So, yeah, I refuse to pay for Twitter again because we got censored, dude. And then, obviously, nobody came to my defense other than 2 or 3 people, and I love and respect those 2 or 3 people, but everybody was crying about Grifty getting his account locked out. Everybody cared more about Grifty getting his account locked out than they cared about me getting taken out. And that's just a fine how do you do. So you know what? Fuck them, dog. Fuck all of them. Let's just do something else and then don't give them any content. Watch them all suffer. But secretly have our artificial intelligence spreading disinformation and misinformation to destroy them. Yes. I mean, what? Nah, dude. I'm just going to be cooking food. I don't even know what you're talking about. He's doing that sketchy thing right now. We don't know if he's being sarcastic or not. I don't know if I'm being sarcastic either. But we'll have to go. We'll have to figure it out. Twitter sucks. I think we've proven that beyond a shadow of a doubt that Twitter, it's the same as it ever was. And people are starting to notice in a very big way where people are calling them out. Although they're not calling them out in my defense, they're calling it out in the defense of other people that were saying violent shit. I just said that you should knock out a protester and then drag them out the way. That way that they can't get back up and then, just get back into the road and shit. You need to knock them out. You got to knock them out first and then get them out the way so they're not a danger to anyone, including themselves. It's a mercy thing. It's not like a be mean to these people thing. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that if we knock them out, just carry some fucking chloroform with you. And you see some protester, just fucking pour the chloroform on the rag and just fucking... and then, just drag them off, dog. Take care of them, dude. Nobody gets hurt. Knock them out. That's what I meant. Not that I walk around with chloroform Well, technically, I do walk around with chloroform, but that's a story for another day. Another day. Yeah. That's why if you ever notice if people are talking shit to me, you know, like I'm never scared. Usually I'll just sit there and be like, yeah. They'll be like, oh, I'm going to fight you, dude. I'm going to punch you. And I'm going to be like, you really don't want to do that. And they're like, why? And they're like, because then the other guy's going to come out and then you're going to be biting the curb. And I don't want that. And I don't think you want that. He definitely wants that. But me, I would rather not. I'd rather not. But yes, Twitter has finally admitted that things are not going as well as they thought they were going. Yeah, Elon Musk has admitted to the fact that advertisers are simply not returning to the platform. And their ad revenue is down over 50%. Oh my God. 50% drop in ad revenue. And that he was saying that they were going to bring that shit back up, but he's not. Right? And think about it. He's trying to get that ad revenue back because he just started paying out accounts for tweeting on his platform and they're still not making the money back. So I don't know what he's trying to do right now, but it seems like he's trying to earn himself a whole lot of dipshits to basically stave off the actual reality that just because Threads is dying doesn't mean Twitter hasn't been dying for the last couple of months. Okay. They're trying to save it, but ad revenue is the only income that they have outside of Twitter Blue subscriptions or people paying for the API or people paying to be an organization. And as you've seen, many people have been canceling that shit because it's literally worthless. You can still be censored and shadow banned when you pay for it, and you can still be banned. Even if you're a verified customer, you can be banned if they decide that we don't like the thing that you're saying. So it's definitely not a free speech platform. So I think a lot of these people that are now like running to Twitter, trying to move their entire, I don't know, everything over to it are basically kind of like loading up a sinking ship, right? They're jumping into the Titanic, but the Titanic just hit the iceberg and it's been sinking. It's just been a slow sink, right? They're like Bud Light Jr. What's up, Purple Rain? I see you over there in the Rumble chat. Nice to see it. Hey, what's up, Metal Monster PDX? So I see that Musk is losing money and they're still censoring people. They're still doing all the same things that old Twitter did. The only difference now is he's got cheerleaders that are getting paid to suck his dick. And that's basically where we're at in this thing. So honestly, I'm still using Twitter, right, to post our like stuff and then to make jokes and post my shit out there because that's what we normally use Twitter for. But I'm completely out of the rung for ever paying for anything for Twitter. I'll never be popular on Twitter now because I refuse to pay for Twitter Blue. I refuse to like basically interact with any account that doesn't interact with me. So like if you're retweeting my shit, if you're not fucking saying free to Fango or any of that shit, your ass is getting unfollowed and muted to the point where, you know what, I'm not going to see anything on my feed until I want to see it. So like no more following people back, none of that shit, because I don't give a fuck. Because I don't even want that account to get bigger anyway. And all we're going to use it for is posting when this show goes live and other little tidbits that I think might be interesting. But it's like, if we're not allowed to earn money on the platform, I'm not paying money to the platform. It's just like with Rumble, right? Rumble charges you $10 to be able to live stream until you get to a certain point, and then you could stop paying that. But in order to get into the game, you got to pay. Right? You got to verify. And with Elon Musk's system, you can verify and then they can verify that they don't want you on there anymore. So it's just kind of a strange stitch, right? You know, there's been some issues with them taking down child exploitation materials, and I just don't know if it's going to be the place that we really want. Yep, if they want. So, you know, I generally post it. I just generally posted. So what do we say now to Elon? I don't know. It's just pathetic. Yep. Yep. Pathetic. It says Elon Musk mocked for Twitter Blue tweets. What does that say? 23 cents a day via website up at twitterblue.co. Yeah, it's only 23 cents a day if bought annually. Cheaper than a cup of coffee. Yeah. Who wants to pay $8? Who wants to pay $8 or 23 cents a day to get zucked? Not me. I hope you don't want to be paying that money to get zucked either, because get zucked isn't going to be the term for it anymore. It's going to be you're getting musked. Yep. Because everybody's getting fleeced right now, big time, by Musk. I mean, low key, dude's like the Antichrist right now. And I think not many people really see or feel it, but dude, this thing is not going well for him. He lost half of his advertisers. He's lost basically everything, and then they're still trying to pay people to keep it up, but I just don't see it working out for them in the way that they're thinking that it would have, which is just kind of fucking hilarious, to be perfectly frank, in this whole entire situation. Like, he ain't the free speech guy, right? Starlink has been told by some governments, not Ukraine, to block Russian news sources. We will not do it so unless at gunpoint. Sorry to be a free speech absolutist. Yeah. Elon Musk ain't the free speech guy. He's not even a free speech absolutist. Not even close. You know how I know? It's because I'm on his platform and I was censored from it for free speech. So me saying anything and getting censored for it on your platform makes you not a free speech absolutist by definition. By definition. Yeah. Yeah, right, Elon. Yeah, fucking right. And then it goes to this. So, you know, Ian Miles Chung, the purveyor of creator and starter of Gamergate, the guy that got banned off of Reddit for selling influence, who now peddles influence and bots on Twitter, who's besties with Elon Musk, who allows him to bot and shit on Twitter. Yeah. Well, apparently now Twitter's got a problem with Rumble, you guys, which is kind of hilarious. Twitter doesn't like Rumble. They don't like Chris Pavlovsky, all this other stuff, but it seems to all be associated to something that happened on Rumble. And Vito Comedy, from YouTube, actually posted out some video, or a screenshot of a video that seems to show alt-right superstar and creator of the America First movement, Nick Fuentes, giving a rather anti-Semitic speech to about 5,000 people on Rumble. And, well, you can see the comments right there from the Rumble chat that are, I would just have to say that they're very anti-Semitic and horrible. The only reason I'm showing it to you is because I want you to fully understand that, you know, like, this is what's going on. Here's the full, like, portion of it. You can see there's the Vito Comedy. This is the Rumble application, I guess. And then we got the chat there. And it's looking, well, fucking mighty anti-Semitic. I'm seeing all the buzzwords and such. I mean, there's really only, like, one guy. Boom Bust Profits. Why hasn't the audio been fixed yet? That's basically it. Why hasn't the audio fixed yet? You know, everybody else is talk about the Jews, talk about Jesus' salvation, all that other shit, but I don't know. And I don't believe that this came out on actually Nick Fuentes' channel. I haven't actually seen a channel. I thought that it was just somebody else that was actually replaying the video, but I mean, it seems to have really set people off. And they said that Nick took the stream down, right? But it's almost like it's a little bit weird, because the last time I checked, Mr. Fuentes only ever streamed on Cozy TV. I don't remember him actually ever having a streaming channel on Rumble or being a streamer on Rumble. I don't get it. I don't get it. All I do get is that there seems to be something going on when Ian Mouse Chong is like, what's going on with Rumble? And just to point it out, remember, Ian Mouse Chong used to fucking love Adolf Hitler. He was himself a Malaysian Nazi, right? And we have the details, the Discord messages, and everything to prove it, to the point that we even have his ass saying that he liked Hitler sometime in between 2014 and 2015. Not only in text format, but coming out of his mouth, him saying it. So, like, number one, it's like, whoa, bro, Ian, we know that you're a crypto Nazi and shit, but, like, why are you getting mad that your homeboy Nick Fuentes is out there on Rumble in the first place? And even more so, what's Elon Musk's problem putting the little exclamation points out there on this one? Because, like, is this upsetting to you, Elon? I thought you were a free speech absolutist and you didn't give a shit what kind of speech that those people put out there. I mean, Elon, is Nick Fuentes on Twitter? Does Nick Fuentes have an account on Twitter? Is Nick Fuentes able to speak his mind on Twitter? And granted, I am not a fan of Nick Fuentes. I don't like his ideology. I think that he's basically a dipshit. And honestly, I don't think that he's ever brought anything to the table other than very virulently hateful content. And he almost is like, he gets respect for basically being smart enough to dupe all of these fucking idiots. But, like, I'm starting to think that he actually believes his own hype. And, eventually this dude's going to get his ass beat. And when that day comes, I hope I'm the guy giving it to him, because Nick Fuentes, if you're trying to get your ass beat and you're trying to have a boxing match with somebody, I got no problem. Letting you catch these hands, sir. So, like, would I want Nick Fuentes to be on Rumble? Well, no, but, like, I'm not a free speech absolutist. I don't claim to be a free speech absolutist, but at the same time is that I've been censored. I get censored all the time. So, yeah, I think that he should have a space to go talk and say what he wants. But do I like what follows him? No. Yeah. Yeah. So I just don't get it, dude. Yeah, Nick Fuentes is supposedly Mexican, but yeah, like, I wouldn't say that I was pro-white. I don't like white people. White people have always treated me very poorly, or like I'm dumb or whatever. I mean, I just had a white guy that tried to fight me the other day, and I was just sitting in a chair, and I was like, look, man, that's what I told him. I was like, look, dude, you don't want to fight me. You might think that you do right now. I was like, but if you fight me, the other guy's going to come out, and he's going to make you bite that curb outside. And I don't think you want that, and I don't think I want that either. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants it. So think about this. Is Elon into the free speech, or is there some kind of weird situation happening right now where they're trying to, I don't know, throw shade at Rumble? Like, that's what they seem to be doing in this particular situation. You can see I actually tried to search for my threads over here. But if we go Rumble Nick Fuentes. Let's see. Rumble Nick Fuentes. Rumble shut down that President Nick Fuentes.
Elon Musk's Twitter takeover has heads rolling, and there's an outcry from those who aren't too enthusiastic about having free speech on the platform. Imagine my shock. It's funny how the only people who seem to be upset at the prospect of free speech are those who vehemently do everything in their power to shut down any peasant who dares to wrong think.
Oh, wait a minute. Is that real? Oh, right. Yeah. Like Elon and his free speech boys. Nick Fuentes, Destiny, Sneeko. Nick Fuentes was just on the Fresh and Fit podcast, right? And everything seemed to be going pretty fine, didn't it? So it's not like Nick Fuentes hasn't already been on a Rumble before. Just why are they getting so mad right now? Are Rumble investors willing to go to bat for conservative dissident Nick Fuentes? Appears to be so. Here's a conservative media personality and Rumble investor, Dane Bongino, calling out Elon Musk after he appears to criticize Rumble for platforming anti-Semitism. Do you really believe Elon's committed to free speech? I'm having serious doubts. Be very cautious. And I think that's right. Elon's not about free speech. It doesn't matter what those people say. They should still be allowed to have their shitty ideas. So they should be able to still broadcast them. The whole reason that we're in the issue that we're having today is literally because of censorship. Because guys like Nick Fuentes got banned. Because guys like me got banned. Because all of these people that were having opinions got banned. Right? That's why Rumble got created in the first place. And if Rumble started being like, nah, we're not going to have this guy on our platform, does that make them any different than YouTube? No, it does not. Sure, I can hear all the arguments that are being said out there. Oh, investors. Oh, money. Oh, time. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Free speech is just that, free speech. And Elon can be shown to not be a free speech guy because there's just so many different examples of people that have been censored off the platform for stupid, insane reasons. And at the same time, just seeing them having a pause to seeing that guy being able to share his fucking shitty opinions, which I'm pretty sure at this point are all just parodies. I don't think that he believes half of the shit that he says at all. I think that he's just doing it for money because dumbasses will give it to him. And that's basically it. You know, he's fucking grifting. That's all he's doing. And his grift is a very, very negative one. But I mean, do I take what he says as being serious? No, I think he's stupid as fuck, but you know what? It doesn't matter what I think. It matters what the people that watch him and pay him money think. And until those people get smarter, things aren't going to change, folks. It's called an idiocracy for a reason. For a reason. For a reason. So, who knows? Who knows? Yeah, dude. Oh, Edmond7, your old friend Brittany V looked boring on that Bay Whatever podcast. Yeah, her and that fucking bitch, her and that bitch, that Star Wars girl, Anna, literally fucking, it was awful. Let's see, whatever podcast. I don't even want to play this podcast on my channel because things, but yes, 3 people that we know of are been on there. There was a heated debate. Think Before You Sleep, Brittany Venti, and that Star Wars girl all joined this podcast. And honestly,
exactly so.
Honestly, they fucking made themselves look like fucking jackasses is what they did. Because literally, they wouldn't tell them their ages. Like, this person and this person refused to tell their ages to the guy, right? Brittany tried to say that she was 37, which is number 1, bitch, you're not 37. Bitch, I'm 37. Number 1. Number 2, the girl on the other side, Anna, she said that she did not want to tell people what her age was. So she refused to tell these guys her age. And the reason that she refused to tell her age was just fucking insane. Like, it was the most insane thing. She was like, yeah, well, everyone's birth certificates can be purchased online by anyone that wants to pay, and they can dox you with that. And I'm just kind of sitting here going, are you fucking kidding me, bitch? I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? You could buy somebody's birth certificate online, and they could dox you with that. That's why you're not telling anybody your age? Is that it? That's your big thing? Like, I want to play it, but this is a 4 million YouTube subscriber channel, so obviously playing this shit's gonna get me a copy strike or something like that, so I ain't even gonna try it, okay? I'm just gonna tell you what happened. I'm gonna be like, yeah, there's like But look at this right here. Liberal Britney movies not to state tax. Like, I was just kind of looking at all of these like chats over here, and literally like these people are pissed off. And by the way, this guy right here, Think Before You Sleep, that's Britney's man. If you didn't know, Brittany Venti, she's been dating this guy for a while now. This is the first time that I've actually ever seen him, and I'm just kind of like, damn, Brittany Venti, what the fuck is your problem? This dude must be fucking hung like a fucking ox, because he's ugly as fuck. Like, I don't know what I expected her to be dating, but I didn't expect her to be dating some weird fucking white guy. So who really knows, dude? Yeah. Who really knows? Speed up the volume? What do you mean? Yeah, I know he has a YouTube. I've never heard of him. Like, they do kind of look like siblings. Like, there's a really big incest vibe going on between these two right here. And then I don't know what's going on with Anna, but she's obviously getting work done of some kind, and it's starting to affect the way that she looks. Right? It's starting to become very noticeable.
Oh, hello.
Okay, hello. My name's Anna. I do YouTube. I am a freelance
Just
artist
listen
for
to this.
gaming, and I own my own business. And I do cosplay and sell calendars on Indiegogo.
Age.
I am in my 20s. I do not give out
Bro, you guys are
information
dorks.
that docks
Why
myself.
don't you guys share your...
You guys are dorks. Why can't you guys share your age? She's like, yeah, I'm in my 20s. I don't identify who I am. I have internet stalkers that are going to come to my house and fucking murder me because I make calendars.
Because I don't give out information that'll get me doxxed.
Why would your age get you...
Birth certificates.
Birth certificate? What?
There's all kinds of ways to talk
Yeah.
about it.
So yeah.
How about... But... Okay,
On
you're
my
in your
channel,
20s.
I say I'm 9. That's an
That's
ongoing
fucking
joke.
weird. Okay.
It's okay.
Yeah. Okay. So there's the whole clip right there. But yeah, she says that, yeah, you could find your birth certificate online and then somebody can dox you that way. Anna. Anna. You've already been doxed, girl. Like, people know exactly what your age is. They know where you live. They know who you is. Like, none of that stuff that you're talking about is real. Like, somebody's gonna get your birth certificate and dox you that way? Like, who the fuck do you think you are? Like, some fucking, like, internet super sleuth? Like, this is ridiculous, dude. Yeah, like, they need to know a lot more than your age to dox you, number one. And there are about 50 different things about you and what you do online that you could have been doxed off of. Every single place that you take donations from, anytime you've sent a calendar to anybody, I mean, it just kind of like, it's crazy. But yeah, the last thing she says is that she's in her 20s, and I'm just kind of like, like, for real, girl? I remember when you didn't have all the work and shit. Sethward remembers too. Sethward remembers. I remember. We all remember. I can respect you changing who you are and shit, but like, nobody can respect a person that does what you do. Like, you came to the joint, you did improv and comedy with us and stuff like that, and then you dipped off to go do something even bigger. Oh boy. Yeah, she's like 33 or something like that. She ain't in her fucking 20s. Fuck yeah. Fuck no. Fuck no. But yeah, like, honestly, it just made me happy because whenever, like, these types of personalities, you know, the ones that are 100,000, 200,000, get on these big shows with like 1 million, they usually fuck up in like glorious ways. And I mean, honestly, I watched that earlier today. Like, they just made themselves look so bad, dude. Like, I don't get it. Like, I don't get what the point was of them going on that podcast, but I guess it is what it is, man. They did what they wanted to do. They were the people that they wanted to be, right? They were the people that they wanted to be. Yeah, I can't tell you my age. They're going to dox me. Somebody's going to come to my house and murder me. Hello? Don't you own guns and shit? Like, Like, don't you go to like in-person meetups and shit like that? Like, where you give people your fucking location, you think they can't dox you and shit? God damn, like, what the fuck, dude? Like, what the fuck, man? Oh, fuck. I'll just never get these people. But then again, I understand why I'm not a part of the club. It's because I'm actually smart. And these people can't have smart people around them because we ask too many questions. And then when you start pulling dumb shit like that, well, I can't help but just be like, are you fucking serious? Shut the fuck up, you lying sack of shit. Speaking of lying sacks of shit, well, we're going to have to do our thread and shit back again on Ian Miles Chungus. But before I do, look at what we have here. It's Dom Luker saying, I've never seen a man more deserving of a thread. So I've been hanging out watching this post, waiting for the thread to come out to see if it's as good as my banger thread that I put out there. But I just like to let you notice that, it seems like all of the big heads are coming together to try to take it out. Even the quartering is teaming up with Dom Luker to do a thread on old Chungy, which I guess I should be happy about. I just know that it's going to be garbage and incomplete, and I'm going to have to be up there to be pulling up all that goodness. Oh, yeah. Whatever. Yeah, that dude's so gross, man. So gross. So gross. Anyways, so look at this. Multiple homes evacuated after train carrying hazardous materials is derailed. Oh, did you guys hear that we had another hazardous material train accident that happened? I haven't seen as many conspiracy theories out there about the level 2 hazmat response, but yeah, it was about 13 hours ago that this shit went down. And we really haven't gotten a whole lot of information about what's going on with it, but I've heard Agenda 23, all kinds of other things, but they said that the only materials found leaking from the train cars were silica pellets, which don't pose a threat to the public. But at least, you know, like, people know that there was actually something that was happening. Something actually went down. People were actually looking into something and saying, oh my God. Yeah. So, I don't know. Yeah. Where's Mayor Pete? I don't know where Mayor Pete is. Mayor Pete's too busy to take care of that shit. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think Brittany's 38. She's too bimbo-ish and ditzy, and she looked way too young back then for us to really know how old she was. Oh yeah, you're gonna dox me with my birth certificate online. They'll figure me out with my age. And then they're coming to my house and they're gonna rape and murder me. Yeah, okay, whatever. Nobody gives a fuck. Breaking, Secretary of State Defense Lloyd Austin has ordered to develop a deployment of a destroyer F-35s and F-16s to the Iran region.
In response to a number of recent alarming events in the Strait of Hormuz, the Secretary
In the Strait of
ordered
Hormuz?
the deployment of the destroyer USS Thomas Hudner, F-35 fighters, and F-16 fighters to the U.S. Central Command Area of Responsibility to defend U.S. interests and safeguard freedom of navigation.
Peace out, Eddie
In
Ramirez.
response to a number of recent alarming events in the Strait of Hormuz, the Secretary of Defense has...
Peter Charles, I was on there for maybe 10 minutes and I was posting to the people chatting and they were going, what the fuck is this? What are you talking about, though? Forget about it? $50 to ask brain dead chicks questions. I'm thinking it would have the pervert Arab dudes or it was the fake bots. My God, they're really dumb women, not a brain cell between them and the black chick. Oh, yeah. Yeah, trust me, I don't understand why people watch the Fresh and Fit podcast, but I'm thinking it's just like because people like really like to people watch dumbasses. Because I don't understand why people watch half of these people. That's why we have the best worst show. This is the best worst thing in the internet, okay? It's the best worst thing on the internet. What the fuck is this? Hear me out. Muppet Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Oh. Nope. Damn, Mike the Finder came in with 420 Australian ribs. Need to have meat on them. To call them ribs. Yeah, that's true. Meats does need to have meat on them to call them ribs. I cooked some ribs not that long ago. Guess what? They were meaty as fuck. Meaty as fucks. What's going on with Twitter? See how dishonesty works still great? And a couple for Elon Musk. Hey, Taylor Lentz, check out all these anti-Semitic chat there is in Elon's feed and Twitter. Yeah. What's going on over on Twitter, man? There's a lot of anti-Semitic shit happening over on Stillgray's account. I think he might still be a Nazi, guys. I think Ian might still be a Nazi. That's what I'm holding out for, is that, like, once Ian finally gets to a certain amount of followers, he's going to flip on us, come out with, like, a little, like, Hitler mustache. And, you know, just... I'm telling you, it's going to happen. That shit's gonna happen. All right, what else do we got over here? Mysterious object washes up on the Australian beach. It's just a Giants condom. What's this? Dogecoin versus XRP. Who gives a fuck? What is this? Woman goes viral for making a perpetual stew that's been cooking for 40 days.
I've always wanted to do it. I'm finally doing it. It's perpetual stew summer. Look at that right there. That's my soup. I'm going to keep this cooking for at least a week. Stew summer! I've been telling everyone I know, come over, bring an ingredient, add it to the pot. I'm so excited. This is the first day of the rest of my life.
You guys want to make some perpetual stew? I got a recipe for it. Although, technically, it's not exactly the thing that you want to eat. Just... it's sitting there, bubbling. Yeah, hunter stew. You guys want to make some hunter stew? Yeah, so stupid, dumbasses, bitch. Your crock pot can't stay lit for 40 fucking days. It's gonna break. All it's gonna take is one time that thing goes off during the middle of the night and turns back on. You don't see it, you're dead. You're dead! Whatever. Who cares? I don't give a shit about Trump news. I pulled this up. Joe Biden brings filling up his lead campaign team? Wait, Joe Biden's running for president again? The fuck? This guy actually thinks that he's gonna win? God, man, he probably will. Be honest. I mean, just see how everything fucking happened. See how everything went down. Mm-hmm. Yeah, imagine the electric bill on that shit, dude. I don't know. It's probably going to be really, really high, to be perfectly honest. Like, the only reason a perpetual stew was a smart thing for them to do back in the day is because they just had to keep the fire lit, right? They always had somebody keeping the fire lit. Whatever. What's this? Disney's live-action Snow White takes wokeness to a certain new low? Oh my god. Are you fucking kidding me? That picture that everybody was sharing around was real? Holy shit. So they said that it was fake, but now it's real. Holy fucking shit. Game of Thrones star Peter Dinklage, who also has dwarfism, says seemingly started off the whole stupid affair back in 2020 when he whined in the press. You're still making that fucking backward story about 7 dwarfs living in a cave together. What the fuck are you doing, man? Have I done nothing to advance the cause from my soapbox? Oh god, it's real. It was real. Man, that's really sad. It's just super sad. People are sad today, my friends. Sad today. What's it? Data for Good. In partnership with the UN Global Pulse Lab, we leverage Twitter data to work towards achieving UN Sustainable Development Goals. yeah, that's a real thing. That's a real thing that's really happening, and you're just never going to see it happen. So I guess we'll end it today with a truly blessed 11/11 message that we received for today. And this one is out of Oregon in the USA on July 18th of 2021 that was received by the Thought Adjuster, or received by Ananias from the Thought Adjuster, with the subject of love's self-replenishing abundance. That sounds great. All true love from God and man receives the divine affection as he himself bestows his love upon his fellows. Love is dynamic. It can never be captured. It is alive, free, thrilling, and always moving. Man can never take the love of the Father and imprison it within his heart. The Father's love can become real to mortal man only by passing through the man's personality as he, in turn, bestows his love upon his fellows. And now the message of the Thought Adjuster. Divine love is inspirational. Ponder this for a moment. It is so because love is a dynamic force, the life force of all that is. There is no such thing as stagnant love. It would issue its death warrant. As you read the above depiction of love's vitality, you could not but notice the same unnerving fashion between the waves of love and those of forgiveness, as their attributes overlap in their dynamic expressions. As well, it is only through the filter of your personality that your experience what otherwise would remain abstract concepts, as you only truly know what you experience. What you imagine is a faint glimpse of a magnificent reality. The Father in heaven is given you even before you have thought to ask him, but such forgiveness is not available in your personal religious experience until such a time as you forgive your fellow men. God's forgiveness, in fact, is not conditioned upon you forgiving your fellows, but in experience, it is exactly so conditioned. Aren't you eager to experience both the Father's love and forgiveness as you emulate those divine attributes by treating others as he treats you? As you get a glimpse of his magnanimity, love and forgiveness do not come easy to humankind. Those who make their apprenticeship a moment-to-moment practice see their efforts rewarded. They start interacting with their fellows with a compassionate, paternal heart instead of a critical stance. They also come to incrementally appreciate the fullness of divine love that flows everyone's way, as it is unconditional. The Father cannot help himself from outpouring it due to its unfathomable and self-replenishing abundance. Wow. Awesome. So is divine love inspirational and ever-pervasive and ever-pervading through everything? Is divine love that thing that we're talking about, that gravity shit that, nobody seems to be able to define or whatever? Imagine that if love and gravity had a interconnection of place, and the only reason that your ass stayed stuck to the planet was because somebody loved you. That would be an interesting situation now, wouldn't it? Although it definitely seems divinely ridiculous. I think that we've pretty much covered all of the interesting things that we would like to for today. So I think that we'll see you again on the show tomorrow, and we'll see how things have expanded throughout this ever-present gaze. And I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thanks for joining us, and I hope you guys have a good one. Much love. Be well to each other. And shit. And we'll see you later. Adios, my friends. Goodbye now. Go do whatever. Go do whatever you do now. You ain't gotta go home, but you ain't gotta stay here. Or you can't stay here. Or whatever. I don't know. Just seems like you should do something.